Good morning, everyone. It's October the 22nd, 2015. Time to start a new trading day. The biggest news event today will be Draghi's press conference. The European rate announcement is expected to be unchanged. Draghi is expected to announce increases in their QE program. Twofold: one, to offer market support to the economies and stock markets. The other one is to drive the euro lower. If he doesn't increase QE1 in December or January of 2006, starting in either those 2 months, probably January, then his rhetoric is expected to be very, very supportive. Remember, these guys are masters at saying the obvious. We'll do anything and everything we have to do to support the European Union's economy, yada yada yada. Just kind of like our Fed Bank. Then we have to see what's going to happen. So that's the news events this morning. It happens at 8:30 Eastern. It can move the markets. Stock markets are mixed overnight. China and Germany's are up. Everybody in the United States, we're 7 points off yesterday's close. The rest of the world's markets are off a little bit. So everything's kind of on hold to see what Mario says when he picks up the mic today. And the stock markets are expecting more quantitative support. So we're in a trading range awaiting that piece of news. We're going to get a reaction to it. Then it's back to reality. And tomorrow is options expiration. And the 10-year favors a close between 28 and 29. And the 30-year favors a close between 157 and 160. And the highest open interest is at, for both puts and calls, is 160, and that's kind of a stretch. I don't think we can get there. So this 158 area, give or take, is where I think the 10-year is going to try to trade out. We do have news this morning. We've got jobless claims. It has been pretty regularly forecast at 270. The new number is 265. Chicago Fed Business Activity Index. And this is probably one of the best measurements whether the economy is contracting or expanding. And it's been plus a half, minus a half for a long time. This time it's forecast to be minus a 0.5%. FHFA Housing Price Index up a 0.5%. As it is a government agency, it could come in higher than that. Got to do all we can to support the economy. LEI at 0. Natural gas inventory 89 BCF. Now this number will probably start getting lower in September and October. It can be in 100 because of the decrease in cooling demand and no increase in heating demand, but the heating demand will start picking up pretty quickly now. In KC manufacturing, don't know what that is. Last month it was minus 8. Probably lower than that. So the macroeconomic news continues outside of the employment numbers to make growth at least suspect. First cell 27 to 31. Second cell 3 to 7. Really down to what the E-minis reaction to the news is going to be this morning after Draghi speaks. We'll make 17 to 21 by 1. Mathematically, the coming into the day, tomorrow's close should be 128.16, give or take a little bit. And then we'll make 9 to 13 by 2. Okay, looking at the 30-year. The knob spreads come in a little bit, lost a little bit overnight, and again the action, knob spread expansion, knob spread contraction, is in the 30-year. It's not in the 10-year. 10-year won't rally as quickly as the 30-year. It won't sell as quickly. In fact, when the 30-year really starts to see, it's hard to see any downward motion in the 10-year. So it's really pretty well supported by knob spread liquidation. So we're dealing with the B. We are pointed lower, a little bit lower, 29 to 01 by 1. And then 17 to 21 by 2. On the sell side, last rotate up was in this 8 to 12 area. We're at 5, so hoping for an 11 to 15 for sell 1, may take a 7. Just a lot of it depends on what happens in a half hour. And then we'll make it 19 to 23 for sell 2. Okay, gold was unchanged when I looked at it this morning from yesterday's close. The euro does sell. If the European central bank's policies become more accommodative, gold should rally. So the 63-65 area, which has been pretty good support for us. Buy 1. And if we break and make new lows right here, I think we're going to head a little bit lower, so we'll make 55, 57 as buy 2. We'll skip the 60 area. 69.71 sell 1, where we were yesterday afternoon, and a wrap up in 74.76 sell 2. And we'll see what Draghi has to say. I'm a little more comfortable on the buy side than the sell side because of Draghi's comments and the implication of such. Looking at the euro. Okay, we did get stops beneath this low from the 18th. London has sold. They're going to hit Draghi's comments at the low end of the range. Again, if Draghi can move the market a point, so we really are put in the position of buying this 15 to 20 area for buy 1. And if it starts to sell, got this high volume number down there at 41, so we'll put our second buy at buy 2. Have to adjust it after his comments. We're pretty far away. If he does nothing and leaves things unchanged, we're going to sell 13.15 plus or minus a little bit. 13.50, excuse me. And then 13.75. I still think the natural path is lower for the euro because they needed to increase their exports. Okay, crude oil held in again last night, not breaking. Hopefully crude oil's not going to break this 45 area. Most of what you read on crude oil is it's from the fundamental players, it's still going lower. Hope they're wrong. Hope the low is in. A lot of good jobs have been lost in the oil patch here and in Canada. So here we are at 46. So 46, 46 and a quarter. That's resistance. Sell 1. Then 50 to 75. Sell 2. On the buy side, 45 and a quarter, 45 even, buy one. And we'll put a question mark at 50, that low volume number. And then 44.50, 44.75 for buy two. Okay, down to the E-mini. Let's take a look at the F1 screen to maintain some perspective. And we'll take a look at the screen to start out. So you can see this really clean break that we have in this 33 area, 35. And right now it's holding as resistance. So if we can't take out and move the market up through this 35 area, then we've got a, say, like a 2035 high. 100 points from that would take us down to 1935, which would be right here. That's kind of this breakout area. And then ultimately down to the 1875 area or lower. So this 2035 number is pretty important. I think the Fed would like to see us through that, so they'd like to have a 1850 minus market, a 2100 plus, but 1850 to 2050 is 200 points. It's a trading range. They can live with it. Looking at the structure right here, you can see this 18 to 20 area. It's kind of a pretty clean break in the market, so 18 to 20. 2025, we've got this low right here at 24. We've got that higher at 28. So 18 to 28 is resistance, and support is low volume number at 2. So 2000, 2005 is pretty good support, and the low is 7. So support at 20 at 2000 and resistance at 20 to get started. Have this M period high, the start of a new distribution down, and the market likes to go back and retest those, and it's usually the next day. And this 25 area holds and it starts down, and we have a shot at a pretty nice trade. Right now the last rotate down is 12. We're currently at 17. So this 10 to 13 area, and we see this low right over here at 12.5 is playing. Over here on the 15th we see the low at 12.5 is playing. So the 10 to 13 area will be buy one. If we bust 10, I think we're going down for stops below the buck. Then we'll make 2000, 2005. We'll get new lows on this move for buy two. On the sell side, 19 to 24, sell one. And then our 29 to 34 will be sell two. And really down to what Draghi's going to say here in 21 minutes. Take a bit to get everything up and posted. Going to get busy on that. We'll be back with you in a bit.